Good morning and welcome to On the Spot News right here on Zimbabwe Daily. My name is Yvonne Muchaka. Let us take a look at the news making the headlines. Wadyajena bought 25 trucks in 5 million Cottco scam court years. Biti's application dismissed. $0 depreciation on parallel and RBZ market easing. 86 Malawians nabbed in Murewa. Harare City Council government had for showdown. Banks blood sucking the population Mayihlome. Mliswa kicked out of parliament after saying ZANU-PF is using army company to loot. And in sports, Nakamba falls out of favour at Aston Villa. Club places him on transfer list. And Billionaire wants to buy Manchester United. And now for the news in detail. Justice Mayor Wadyajena, ZANU-PF spokesman Mbuzia MP and chairman of the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture, siphoned millions of dollars from the cotton company of Zimbabwe in an elaborate scam before buying 25 haulage trucks, a court held on Wednesday. The MP, who was arrested on Tuesday, was so frustrated when told his bail application would go over to Thursday, he offered to transport court officials to their homes if the hearing would continue well into the evening. The offer was slapped down by Magistrate Stanford Mambanje. Wadyajena is charged with fraud and money laundering involving $5 million United States dollars, together with 4 others and 2 companies, including his mayor logistics. Opposition Citizens Coalition for Change CCC interim Vice President David's application for recusal of a magistrate in a case he is accused of verbally assaulting a Russian investor has been dismissed. Biti, who is represented by Alec Mchadehama, had filed the application for recusal, saying presiding magistrate Vongai Mchukutu was biased. He submitted that all his court applications were being dismissed by the same magistrate, adding that this showed bias. In dismissing the application, Chuchuti Guriro said Biti had failed to provide evidence of bias. It is Biti's 3rd application seeking Chuchuti Guriro's recusal. His previous application was dismissed at the High Court, which ruled that the trial should resume. The state represented by Marco Reza opposed the application, arguing that Biti was employing delaying tactics. His trial is pending 2 years after his initial remand. Local government minister July Moyo says he is prepared for a bruising legal battle with Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume over disbursement of devolution funds. Mafume has threatened to drag government to court after he alleged that Harare was allocated only 15% of the $2.3 billion devolution funds that it was supposed to get, which has stalled development in the capital. But Moyo yesterday urged Mayor Mafume not to abuse the justice system, adding that he is just ignorant of some issues. Mafume feels government has been acting unfairly by denying the city devolution funds, and yet it wants Harare City Council to pay Gijonix BV for the Pomona Waste Energy project using devolution funds. The Pomona Waste project bill has accumulated to almost $2 million United States dollars. The controversial project compels Harare City Council to pay a daily 22,000 United States dollar bill, whether it dumps waste or not. The figure will double after 12 months. Moyo's remarks come as local government ministry secretary Rine Chimwe Churu claimed that Harare City Council does not have powers to cancel the Pomona Waste contract. Churu was responding to Combined Harare Residents Association CRA, which had filed an urgent High Court application seeking an order barring Moyo from using devolution funds to pay Gijonix BV. Umzingwane legislator Levi Mayihlome has taken a swipe at the country's banks, accusing them of blood-sucking the population, resulting in both individuals and corporates shying away from them. This comes hard on the heels of similar attacks directed at financial institutions by President Emmerson Mnangagwa on Sunday. Writing in his column in the Sunday Mail, Mnangagwa says most of Zimbabwe's banks have gone wrong and are operating in contravention of the country's laws. He said only 31% of deposit-taking institutions passed an integrity test, putting into question the role of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe's credibility as a regulator of the banking sector. Speaking in Parliament Tuesday during a debate on the recently presented mid-term budget review statement, Mayihlome said it was regrettable that most of the bank's profits were coming from charges. Independent legislator Themba Mliswa was yesterday kicked out of parliament when he accused the Minister of Defense of not being accountable, saying an army company called Rusununguko was being used by ZANU-PF Politburo members to loot. Mliswa said the company was formed by the late Minister of Foreign Affairs Sibusiso Moyo to tackle economic problems of the army and was using state resources but was not accounting for those resources. When Defense Minister Opam Chingurikashiri said her ministry presented statements every month and was not aware of any reports that had not been submitted, Mliswa said he was talking about Rusununguko in particular. Chingurikashiri said President Emmerson Mnangagwa's administration was looking after the welfare of soldiers quite well and gave a list of developments her ministry was implementing. She said Rusununguko was a private company as such. Legislators should not raise issues in parliament which the company could not come and defend itself. The depreciation of the Zimbabwe dollar has begun to ease on both the parallel and official market following months of a sustained downward spiral, which saw the local currency losing more than half of its value, latest market data has shown. Between April and July 2022, the Zim dollar plummeted from around $300 for $1 to a high of 800 Zim dollar to $1 on the parallel market. In comparison, on the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe foreign exchange auction, the rate depreciated from as low as $150 to $400 against the greenback. Recent interactions with the parallel market dealers show that rates have been stagnant, and in some cases traders have been failing to pay the $800 for $1 mark when purchasing the greenback, with most dealers instead offering much lower rates such as $650 to $700 against the greenback for bank transfers. The latest trading update released at the close of business by the RBZ auction also shows that in the recent week, the official exchange rate has hovered around the $400 margin to close the week at $494 against the greenback. Weekly trades on the main auction saw 127 bids being accepted with a total value of $14,078,262. Now we turn to other news. Police have arrested 86 Malawi nationals found hidden at a house in Murewa, Mashonaland East Province. According to a police memo, the group, which comprised 76 males and 10 females, illegally entered the country via the Nyamapanda border post en route to South Africa. It is reported that on August 15 at around 8 p.m., police received a tip-off that there were Malawi nationals at a house in Murewa. Police immediately reacted and found the illegal immigrants in a room of a house belonging to Victor Taurai. The foreigners were arrested and charged under Section 29.1a of the Immigration Act, Chapter 4.02. Police, however, failed to locate Taurai, whose truck was allegedly ferrying the foreigners. He faces a charge of human trafficking. Meanwhile, the European Commission's humanitarian arm has introduced a 12-month program for post-arrival assistance to returning Zimbabwean migrants. It is expected that 33,000 migrants will benefit from the project. In a statement, the International Organization for Migration (IOM) said the program would monitor migrant flow trends through data collection and analysis to understand their mobility dynamics and population movements in the region. The project targets main border posts such as Beitbridge, Plumtree, Forbes, and Chirundu. Three suspected armed robbers were arraigned before the Harare Magistrate Court on charges of robbing their victims of 100,000 US dollars to 300,000 rand. The trio, Shadrach Musalonda, 41, Raymond Motikari, 35, and Susan Kunyarimwe, 28, were remanded in custody to September 2 for trial. They were advised to approach the High Court for bail application. Allegations are that on August 18, around 2200 hours, Musalonza, together with his other 4 accomplices who are still at large, robbed the complainant with the help of Motikari, who worked as a gardener at the complainant's residence. They were armed with pistols and iron bars, and they gained entry through a small gate using duplicate keys. Court papers said that after gaining entry, they confronted the maid and demanded the keys for the main house. The robbers ransacked the complainant's bedroom and stole the safe, which contained 100,000 United States dollars and 300,000 rand. They fled the scene with the complainant's Nissan NV200 vehicle. And now we take a look at sports news. Warriors star Marvelous Nakamba's future at Aston Villa is increasingly looking bleak after reports suggested that the English Premier League side is ready to listen to offers for the midfielder after placing him on their transfer list. According to Nehanda Radio, the Zimbabwean international is now out of favour at the club due to the arrival of the French rising star Boubacar Kamara. British billionaire said Jim Ratcliffe wants to buy Manchester United. News of the 69-year-old's interest follows a Bloomberg report external link that the Glazer family are willing to sell a minority stake in the club. United, 20-time English champions, are bottom of the Premier League after losing both their opening games of the season under new manager Eric Ten Hag. And British number 1 Emma Raducanu put a dampener on Serena Williams' farewell tour after thrashing the American great in the Cincinnati Open first round. The 40-year-old Williams plans to retire after the US Open, which starts on 29 August, and lost 6-4, 6-0 in what is said to be the penultimate event of their career. The 23-time Grand Slam champion lacked sharpness, and their 19-year-old opponent punished her in a composed display. Reigning US Open champion Raducanu will play Victoria Azarenka in round 2. And now to end the news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Wadyajena bought 25 trucks in 5 United States dollar Cottco scam court hears. Biti's application dismissed. Zim dollar depreciation on power market and RBZ market eases. 86 Malawians nabbed in Murewa. Harare City Council government had for showdown. Banks blood-sucking the population, Honorable Mayihlome said. Mliswa kicked out of parliament after saying ZANU-PF is using army company to loot. And in sport news, Nakamba falls out of favour at Aston Villa. Club places him on transfer list. And Billionaire wants to buy Manchester United. On that note, we come to the end of our news bulletin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of day.